years, I've worked on a lot of nomination campaigns. It has been mentioned that I ran Kathleen Wynne's leadership campaign, and that is true, and I worked for her at Queen's Park as her Deputy Chief of Staff in the Premier's office. I did run John Tory's mayoralty campaign. I remember us having a really good event on Birchmount. And when I drove up into the parking lot here, I thought that this was the building where we had the event, but I now think it was not. But it was a similar building on Birchmount that we did something for John Tory. But I don't think I learned very much in the mayoralty campaign or even in the leadership campaign about winning a nomination campaign like this. It was more important, the work that I did in all of the nomination campaigns I ran, in terms of learning and learning what it takes to win. And I can tell you that I did not win every nomination that I worked on. I did win that first one I managed 30 years ago. I lost the last one I managed. We won't talk about that. But I learned a lot more from my losses than from the ones that I won. And the most important thing I learned was how important people are. That this nomination meeting, which it's Monday, January 22nd, the nomination meeting on Monday, January 22nd, is going to come down to which candidate brings out the most people to vote. It's a Monday night. It's going to be in January. It will be dark, just like tonight, because the days are short in January. It might be cold. It might even be colder than tonight. I'm not saying this to scare anybody, but we just want to be prepared. I hate the cold, but we want to be prepared. It is not easy to convince people to give up time in their evening when there's many other things that they have to do. Time is important to people. But we're going to need to get people to come out on the night of the 22nd of January to vote for Mazhar. And there's a very important date this month, and I don't know if other people are going to talk about it later, probably they will, but I'll just say that December 29th is the last day that we can sign people up to join the riding association here to be eligible to vote at the nomination meeting in January. So we need to continue to work very hard until the 29th to get people to join, and then we turn all of our efforts to making sure that we can get everybody to come out and vote on the night of Monday, the 22nd of January. Now, Mazhar did not tell me exactly what he wanted me to say and what he didn't want to say, so I'm going to talk about two things that I think are important. First of all, I have known Mazhar for many years. I know for sure it's been more than 10. I don't remember exactly how many. We have worked together on political campaigns, also worked together in Kathleen Wynne's office. I was her Deputy Chief of Staff in the Premier's office, and Mazhar is currently still working for the Premier, although on a leave or no? Not on a leave. The Liberal Party has not endorsed a candidate in this race, and they're not going to. It's important that the race be fair and democratic. But there's no doubt in my mind that Mazhar Shafiq is the front runner in this nomination. He is the leader right now. We know for a fact that there are just over 1,000 members of the Riding Association right now, and 95% of them support Mazhar. That is a fact. It is a fact. 95% of just over 1,000 members support Mazhar. Now, the number is going to grow. So we're not naive. We know that more people will join the riding. So we don't believe we're going to have 95% of the vote on January 22nd. But right now, today, Mazhar's the guy to beat. He is the front runner. And so when you're in that kind of a situation, other people are going to take shots. They're going to say things we need to be very confident. We need to work very hard, and we are going to win this nomination. So the two key things are to sign everybody up until the 29th of December, and then to focus all of our energy on making sure that people come out on the 22nd. I don't know if you have a lot of familiarity with nomination contests, but it might surprise you to know that at a typical nomination meeting, only about a third of members come out to vote. 30 to 35% is the normal range of turnout at nomination meetings. And we need to work hard to get a better number than that. We're going to aim for more than 50%, more than 50% turnout to win this nomination meeting in Scarborough Centre. Now, the additional thing that I want to say is just to say something about our two opponents. There are two other people running for the nomination. I happen to know both of them. I've known both of them for some time. I think they're both good people. I think Mazhar would make a better MPP. I've known him longer. I know his talents, his skills. I know what he's able to do. He's clearly, in my opinion, the best candidate.
We were just chatting before the meeting started with a friend, I think it was Abdul. We were saying that, you know, we want people to represent us from our own community in the Ontario Parliament, at the House of Commons, at the Senate, but not any person. We have to be careful, not any person. We need to have the best person with best education, with the hardworking person, with dedicated person, with a loyal person, with all those good qualities which you can find in a person. And here we have that person. Shafiq, Mr. Shafiq, there are two Shafiqs here. Yes, there are two Shafiqs here. Oh, three Shafiqs, in fact. Yes, there's Salman Shafiq is here as well. We call him Maz, by the way, or Mazhar. Mazhar is really, he has that kind of qualities. When you look at his education, for instance, he's an engineer. How many engineers do we have in the Ontario legislature? You tell me, Dr. Shafiq Qadri.
Just Reza Maridi.
We need more. We need more engineers. We need more scientists at the Ontario legislature. My friends, we have the best candidate, not only for this riding, but the Ontario legislature, for the Ontario Parliament. So please, please, first of all, spread out the word, sign up membership as much as you can. But in the meantime, make sure that on that day, the turnout should be 100%. Every one of you should come over here and vote. Otherwise, again, I'm repeating and repeating, whatever you have done, it will be spoiled. And you don't want that to be spoiled. So please come and vote, and we make sure that Mazhar will be our next candidate and will be our next member of provincial parliament at the Ontario legislature. So thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Shukran.
We need somebody like Mazhar Shafiq here to represent Scarborough Centre. And me, my family, हमारी दुआएं सर आपके साथ हैं, our energies, all our love and prayers, and we know that you will be an exciting and new addition to the Parliament of Ontario in the legislature. Now, what does one give as a chota sa tohfa, as a small token of appreciation to a future member of provincial parliament, a man who also obviously has everything already? Well, all members of parliament, especially from the Liberal side, as you saw ably demonstrated today with Raza and myself and others, and of course Mazhar, we are always in the hunt for more red Liberal ties. So I want to say, Mazhar, with respect, the very first day that you inshallah take your seat in the Parliament of Ontario, I would be honored if you can please, sir, wear this tie. Inshallah, and all the very, very best to you. All the best, buddy.
Thank you, sir.
All right, all the best.
Thank you.
All right.
The reason that I want Mazhar Shafiq to be elected is not for me. It's not for him, but this is the beginning of our future. I'm worried about that little boy. I'm worried about that little child. What is his or her future is going to be in this part of the city? And as the Muslim community hold hand in hand and walk through this, the change will not come from someone else. We need to have in this area, the board of the, what do you call, the trustees should be Muslim. The councillors should be Muslim. The MPP should be Muslim. The MP should be Muslim. Every member in this, because we're the majority in this area, we should try to have Muslim members, inshallah, working for our benefit.
We need somebody who is for the community, who's going to work for the community, not for himself. Not for the government. He's going to be representing us into the government. From day one, I'm asking him or asking everyone, make sure you're going to elect somebody who's going to represent you into the government. And the Mazhar is the one of the person that I know. He will be able to do this job effectively because I've seen sincerity in him, and no small work for him is a small work. He will do it anything and everything. He will be available. So please get out that day for nomination and make sure he got nominated.
The nomination, the election, and to see Brother Mazhar, who gonna be the best candidate, and we are looking forward to see him in the Member of Parliament, and we're gonna work hard to do whatever it takes to win this. We're gonna be providing volunteers, knocking on doors, and working with every one of you. Again, we are very honored to be part of this campaign, and we look forward to work all together. Thank you so much.
I've been in this country for 30 years, and I never got involved in politics. Last experience that we had with our government has forced me and woken me up. Our children belongs to this country. We belong to this country. We need to be involved in politics. And this is so fortunate that our MP, Salma Zaid, is here, our future MPP is here, and we have responsibility, not only us, our families, our friends, to work hard in this campaign. We need to make this sure that Mazhar will win. Most of us knows Mazhar is a hardworking community, and we say Dilsoz, Dilsoz. He is a very noble person. We need to support them, and I'm very honored and humble to be part of this campaign. Thank you.
That he is helping every community. He's helping anybody that needs help like a true public servant. And that's what I love about Mazhar. And when he asked me, without even thinking, I say yes, because that's the kind of person I'd like to be my MPP. So I think it's a great pleasure to see so many friends. Sometimes we get carried away. We get so much confidence in ourselves that, oh yeah, since he has signed up so many thousands, he'll win. Don't ever do that mistake. It is what you do on the last day. It is how you bring the people out. That's what will make the difference between winning and losing. You can have a lot of people signed up, but if you cannot have the machinery to pull them out at the right time, and you heard, Tom actually explained to us, and we need the funds. So if you don't mind, every one of you, that's how I know that you are part of the campaign, when you open up your hearts and your pocket and write a check for this campaign. So we will see how many we get today. Thank you, and good luck.
Nominations are harder to win than the elections. It's very important. Remember this thing. And that's why we have a candidate who is worthy of everything, deserving everything, and that's what we are here for. Mazhar, welcome, and you're going to win the riding and the next MPP from Scarborough Center.
A lot have been said about Mazhar himself, about his candidacy, about the importance of our engagement in the political process, and I echo all of those things. I will add two more things. One is that I have known Mazhar Shafiq for well over 10 years. And when I ran for my city council, he kept a little bit of a distance. And he had a reason to keep that distance. But as soon as he found out that his reasoning or his understanding was not correct, and then we became so big friends in the political life, in the public life, in social life, and as Majid Bhai have said, that he's the guy, not only he has experience in the political process, but he has the passion, he has the vision to serve not only our community, but humanity. And I think this is what we need.
It's a pleasure to be with all of you here tonight to say thank you for all the hard work you have done so far. We have come a long way, and we are coming into the home stretch. Thanks to all of you, we are on the eve of achieving something great. But it's going to take a lot more hard work in the next few weeks. Special thanks to my wife and my two sons, Ahmed and Ahsan, for their support. Without them, it was not possible. I'm also thankful to my co-chairs, Khalid Uzman, Abdul Majid Bala, Imam Saeed Ragi, Brother Aziz Amiri, Brother Muhammad Chakram, and Ashwini Bhardwaj. Thank you very much, sir. I'm truly humbled by all the support I have received from my campaign. For your campaign, it is hard to think that 17 years ago, I was stepping off a plane at Pearson Airport with my wife and one-year-old son. Newcomer to Ontario and Canada, nervous about what future this new land would hold for us, but optimistic that with hard work and consistency, the opportunities would come and the future would be bright. My story is your story. It is the story of millions of Canadians. I'm an engineer by profession and worked as a highway engineer in Pakistan. But in those early years in Canada, I took any job I could get to support my family, including the night shift as a security guard, so we could pay the bills. Between shifts, I went back to school to upgrade my education, to upgrade my skills, to build a better future for my family. I would go on to work in the automotive industry as a quality engineer and began to get involved in politics and community activism. Later deciding to pursue a career in public service to give back to this country and to ensure that all people have the same opportunities I have been blessed to have. I became a member and supporter of the Liberal Party in 2004 because it's the party that shares my values. Liberals believe that everyone deserves access to opportunity, that those who need it deserve a helping hand, that we should be fiscally responsible, but should make smart investments that ensures everyone with hard work to succeed and to build a better life for their family. Since my first job in politics in 2008 to my work with the Government of Ontario today, my career in public service has been focused on community outreach, because that's where my passion is. Working with members of our diverse communities, hearing and helping them with their concerns, and ensuring that their voices and their needs are represented in the decisions that government makes. I have heard your stories, and I have lived your stories. The difficulties adjusting to a new culture, the challenges of supporting a family on a minimum wage, entry-level jobs. The difficulty finding housing that is not only affordable, but also safe and clean. The difficulties of making ends meet while also trying to put away a little something for the future, whether for retirement or for our children's education. I have taken your voice to the Government of Ontario, and I am proud of what we have been able to accomplish so far. We are raising the minimum wage each year until it reaches $15 per hour in 2019. Because if you are working full-time, you should make a living wage. We are ensuring that if you have got the grades, you get to go by making post-secondary tuition free for students from low-income families and making more grants available to all students. We have announced free prescription drug coverage for youth and children under 25, are investing in our seniors with funding for 30,000 new long-term care beds over the next decade. And our fair housing plan is making housing more affordable by expanding rent control and other targeted measures. And we are doing it all with a responsible, balanced budget plan. But there is still more to do. Some 17 years after I came to Canada, I am ready to take next step. I have been your voice to government. Now I want to be your voice in government. All right. I want to be your voice in government as your next member of provincial parliament. I believe better decisions are made when we have a government that is truly reflective of the great diversity of our province. I believe our youth will be inspired and truly believe they can achieve anything when they see their faces, their voices, their diversity reflected in their government. Scarborough Centre is one of the most diverse communities in our province and in our country. People have come here from around the world because this is a caring and welcoming community, a place where they can build a better life for their children. I have learned a lot over the last years from some great mentors, including MP Rob Oliphant and Premier Kathleen Wynne. They taught me the importance of listening to the people and their stories, of caring and compassion, of community service, and of ensuring no one is left behind. The experiences I have gained help to prepare me for this new challenge I'm ready to take on. So many of you have encouraged me to take this next step, and I would not be here without all of you. So thank you very much. It is with you behind me that I seek the nomination to be your provincial Liberal candidate and the next member of provincial parliament for Scarborough Centre. The election next year will not be an easy one. We are facing real challenges. The Conservatives will be fighting hard to take this riding. They will be making big promises and they will be spending a lot of money. But their record is clear. They stand against everything we stand for. They are against raising the minimum wage to ensure average Ontarians can earn a living wage. They are against making it easier for students to go to post-secondary education. They don't believe action needs to be taken against soaring rent. They have even opposed our efforts to ensure all Ontarians are able to retire with dignity. If we are going to keep Scarborough red and to continue to build on our progressive agenda, we need to elect the right nominee. We need a candidate that can hit the ground running on day one. A candidate who knows this community, who knows its challenges, who has lived its challenges, a candidate who has fought for progressive values all his life and will continue to fight. My friends, I am that candidate. And with you behind me, we will win this nomination, inshallah, on January the 22nd. We will win this election in June, and we will continue to build a better Scarborough and a better Ontario for all of our people. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your hard work. Let's keep fighting, and let's win this nomination. Thank you.